I have an amazing announcement at the end of this video, so do well to stay to the end. Like, subscribe, and share with others. Hi, I'm Fooby. I'm an economist, content strategist, a financial educator. And if you're not following me yet, what are you doing? Please click the subscribe button. Okay, so this month, it's 2 years already that I started investing in ETFs. 2 years ago, I was tired of hearing you need to start investing in millions. I didn't have millions, that's the honest truth. Not because I didn't have millions, but because I don't have millions to keep somewhere as an investment. When I had bills to pay, I had savings goals, I had responsibilities. I mean, you guys understand the black tax. I still have parents I need to cater to. Now you tell me to invest in millions somewhere, in stocks somewhere. I mean, that was not working for me at all at the time. This is how I turned just 10,000 Naira a month. Yes, just 10,000 Naira into a reliable income generating machine using ETF investing in Nigeria. I actually built a system. That is what worked for me. And I'm going to share it with you in this video. You can do the same for yourself. So if you're someone who earns very low in Nigeria, or you just feel you don't have enough to invest, this story would likely inspire you. Look, there's no hype here. There's no noise. I just took practical steps to build a system for myself and I saw results. So 2 years ago, I'd just gotten tired of people saying you have to invest a lot of money. And guess what? I had not even gotten a hold of the things that I'm supposed to survive life through. And then you're telling me to keep the money somewhere. I mean, it's not even realistic if you think about it. That's what I do tell people. I will be unreasonable to tell you that if you are earning 10,000 Naira for an example, that you've not eaten, your kids have not gone to school, that you should go and keep that money somewhere. I mean, you must live through life for you to now enjoy that investment in the future, right? So if hunger kills you today, I mean, how are you going to enjoy the investment, right? So what I did at the point was to start making research. In fact, I made research because if you guys remember, if you had been following me for some time, you already know that I was on YouTube and I was already investing with one particular app that I'm going to talk about later. I started that investment in 2021. Make no mistake, I started investing way before then, but I didn't even understand what investment was. I had a CSCS account, right? But I didn't even know, like, I was just doing it blindly. Someone at the time just told me, why not invest in stock? And I'm like, okay. And then I collected my salary and I just poured it into the stock at the time. And that was probably like 2012 or so. So I didn't understand it. Fast forward to 2021, I now started investing proper. Then at that time, I was just investing in few stocks that I know that reasonably could bring me something that makes sense. However, I was trading very carefully. Then fast forward to 2 years ago, when I'd already done my research. Remember I said I started 2021 to do this research. I started with some stocks at the time. Over time, I kept doing research. I kept getting better. And that's why I can sit here to categorically talk about these things. So that was when I stumbled upon something called ETF. That is the Exchange Traded Fund. So I did some digging, some research, and I later found out that I could just start with 5K at the time. And I'm like, 5,000 Naira? At the time, I could conveniently do 10,000 Naira. So I made up my mind I was going to build the system and see it as a child. So I named that plan. And guess what? That was how the journey began. So like I said, just the way every month I'll send something to my parents. That's the way I see it. Like every month, this child must feed. This child must go to school. And this is the 10,000 Naira this child needs to survive each month. None of us could ever survive with 10,000 Naira, right? So, I mean, this child is never needy. Just 10,000 Naira and she's going to be okay. Man, let's do this. So every month, I invested religiously into some stocks. But I'm not going to mention everything because I keep telling people I'm not a financial advisor. Before you guys will say it was Sunke that advised us to go and invest in the stocks. But I actually would share just one, which is the Vetiva banking ETF. You can always look this up on some apps that I'm going to share later in this video. Those are the apps that I used in starting and I tell you it is doing well. I made sure that I didn't skip any month. I was not second guessing myself. It was a project to a child. So how am I going to lose that focus? There was no withdrawing option. And guess what I did? I did auto reinvesting. So that made it impossible for me to even withdraw because I know it will come at a cost, which will not pay me if I decide to withdraw. Meanwhile, like I said, that 10,000 Naira, I could conveniently afford it each month. So it wasn't something that I needed to make use of. My mindset was so simple at the time. If I can commit to monthly pepper soup or shawarma or yogurt parfait, you guys know I like yogurt parfait, then I can commit to my wealth. At first, I will not lie to you guys. The growth was slow because the amount was very small. You guys heard 10,000 Naira. So at the time, it was how much? Very meager amount, right? But when it was like 7 months, I saw that since this thing is making sense, right? The compound interest was kicking in. I started earning both on capital gains and even on dividend returns, even though it was in trickles. But the capital gain, especially with some very good stock, was when the dividend started dropping in, it was in trickles. It's not in millions, but it was a passive income. And that was what I wanted to achieve, a steady passive income, such that even if I leave the world today, my children can inherit it. My family can move on with it. my investment value started increasing as the companies in the ETF portfolio grew. By the end of the first year, which was last year, for 1 year, that is 12 months, I had invested 120,000 naira. And my portfolio was already worth over 140,000 naira. Something that I was not thinking about, that I was not looking at. By the end of the second year, which is this month, that's why I'm making this video, because my portfolio right now has crossed 300,000 naira with over 35,000 naira in dividend earnings alone. So today on the average, I earn like from 2,500 naira monthly to 4,000 naira monthly. It is not stable because it depends on how well the companies are doing. And that is in passive income through the dividends and the market growth. On some months, the growth is usually higher due to market performance. You guys are aware that we started the financial fitness journey, right? Where from January this year, we started to invest something every month. We commit to something to invest, even if it is 5,000 naira, commit to it to invest it every month going forward. And a lot of people in my community joined this, right? If you are not aware, I created the Fooby Finance Growth Community for intentional beginners who want to get a hold on their investment, because at a point I was also a beginner. I still try to get lots and lots of research about asset investments generally. So there was a clarity session I had, that was February, when this person reached out to me. So when I started the community, the person quickly joined the community and we had lots of talk around investments. The person is a beginner, and like I said, he gave me consent to talk about this. During the clarity session, I realized that he earns 350,000 naira monthly and he has 2 kids and a wife. So that is a family of 4. And you know, 350,000 naira in a month is quite small for a family of 4 before you think of rent, school fees, feeding, you know, black tax and a whole lot of things. So he believes that he cannot start investing yet. He's working on something. He keeps saying to himself he's working on something, according to him, until we had the clarity session. And then I shared my experience with him, right? And he realized that he's been the one snoozing on himself. He's been on this 350,000 for the past 4 years. So he's grumbling that his company is not paying him well. They're supposed to increase his salary. No employer will ever pay you well to get wealthy. You are the one that will take a hold on your decision and build a system around your life. Okay, so after sharing that with him, he said, just 10,000 naira, but I could afford this every month. I said, well, you were snoozing. And then he said, oh my goodness, I wish I paid for your session earlier. You know, a lot of people give craps during sessions. That is why I don't pay for sessions. I said, I fully understand. However, it is in your own hands to take this decision today, right now. No excuses. Just do it passively and watch your money grow every month. Commit to it like a project. And guess what? He has started doing this since March this year. And he also told me that he set the auto reinvest. So that makes it possible for his money to be reinvested and for him to just sleep, making money at night. It is not just for you to go into one app and pour your money. No, you must know the kind of stocks to invest in. There are stocks that are premium stocks and there are stocks that are penny stocks. Which one do you want to invest in and why do you want to invest in those stocks? You need to know all this before you start investing so that you're not going to step on a financial mine. You know what a mine does to a person. Why do I think this strategy works? The first thing is it is affordable. Anyone with 10,000 naira monthly can invest. It is low risk. ETFs are diversified across industries. That means that you do not have to put your money in one stock and when it goes down, your money goes into the pit. No, it is balanced and safe. It is also stress-free. I didn't have to start going over a chart to see what it looks like or have to panic because, like I told you, I was not a seasoned investor, right? I was not someone who is a world-class investor or a stockbroker. I was just a beginner investor at the time and I was just doing very good research and that was what helped. So I didn't want anything that would make me start looking at one chart all the time or start panicking on this or that. No, I just invested and forgot it because it was a safe investment. ETFs are safe. Another thing is it's faster to grow. The more consistent you are, the more your money grows. The capital gain grows and your dividend also grows. Now, I told you I was going to share with you what I used at the time. Okay, so I used the Bamboo app and then the Trove app. I started in 2021 with the Bamboo app, but then I also used the Trove app because it is very beginner friendly. The Bamboo app is also very beginner friendly. I told you about the top ETFs I invested in, and I told you I was going to share just one, and this is not for you to go and invest in the same without doing your own research. I did so because I did my own research before I invested in it, and so far it has been good for me. I invested in the Vetiva banking ETF. That is Nigeria's strongest banks coming together. You know what that means. And you know that the banks have been doing well. So it was safe investment for me. I'm not going to share all that because I don't want someone to take this as a financial advice. So I've made more than 65,000 in passive returns, combining both dividend payouts and portfolio appreciation, all from a total capital of 240,000 naira. So I have over 300,000 naira. Remember that this is not trading. This is just passive investing. If it is trading, you have to be more active. looking at the charts. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to trade actively. So I decided to go for passive investing. I didn't need a financial degree. I just needed discipline, direction, and the right tools, which I'm going to share now. What I used and what I can recommend for people to use. This is not a sponsored video. But then in 2021, I started with the Bamboo app, and later I started using the Trove and Rise app. If you guys are interested in starting your own journey, you're a beginner and you want user-friendly apps, these apps really helped me because at the time I didn't know how to go around things. I didn't know how to navigate, but because they made things easy, it was easy for me to also navigate and start investing. I'm going to drop the links in the description below. You guys can do well to go through the link so that you get that user-friendly benefit. I reinvested all my dividends, so every time I want to invest again during the new month, I tracked my portfolio, and then I stayed consistent, making sure that I don't miss a month. You know, like when I started investing initially in 2021, sometimes if I invest in January, I could invest in March. Later, I could invest in December. Then I told myself I want to build a system. By building a system, I wanted to invest every month, right? Yet, I was not able to do it because this month, I may invest 12th of January. Next month, I will invest 28th of February. And the other month, I will invest 2nd of March. So it wasn't even 1 month consistent plan, right? So I was the one that called myself back. I sat myself back and spoke to myself after doing a lot of research, right? That it is easier to track your investment when you have an automated investment. Something that takes your money, invests it for you every month, that same date. So it's easier to track even if you want to go through the charts. So you can really turn your 10,000 Naira into a Naira-Making system. Yes, I did it, and you can do it too. It's not going to be overnight, I must tell you, but it will still be worth it. If you're ready to build passive income in the background of your life without, showcasing it to the world, some people will prefer to use their money to buy cars, right, that they can use and showcase it to the world. But it does not stop you from also buying your stocks, your bonds, and whatever you can invest in the stock market, right? It is not wrong for you to buy a car if you can afford it. But don't forget to keep investing something that will give you something passive in the future. Start where you are, right there, where you're sitting. Bring out that phone, click on my link in the description, download the app, and start investing today. These apps are certified already by the Nigerian exchange system, so you don't have any problem. I want you to converse with me in the comment section. Drop a comment. I'm starting my investment with 10,000 Naira today. Let me see how many people are serious about their investment journey. Did I remember to tell you that we offer one-on-one clarity session? During our consultation, you are able to free yourself, free your mind, talk about that thing that makes you uncomfortable at night, and we can look for a solution together. We have helped various clients, and we are looking to do the same for you as well. Looking forward to your email. If you have not yet joined our Fooby Finance Growth community, what are you doing? And you're a beginner looking to scale, then you're missing a lot. Click the link. It is free to join. I'll see you there. Guess what, guys? There's something serious I need to tell you about. We are in the pre-launch phase of my ebook, The African Niger Money Playbook. This caters to the African Nigerian market. We know that our terrain is different from the usual terrain. Our economic problems are different from that of the Western world, and we do not need Western solution to solve our problem. We need a unique solution in solving our problem. That was why I came up with the low-income business ideas. In case you have not been able to get your hand on any other thing, these are businesses you can do as side hustles, main business. And if you're in the diaspora, you've been having those people that tell you, please send me money, I don't know what business to do. I need you to intentionally download this book. The link will be in the description as soon as we launch. Follow the link, place your order for this book, and share it with that person that does not know what to do with their life. I tell you, this is not just on business, it is also on mindset. You need this. Every Nigerian, African, struggling to break free from financial poverty needs this. And if you've been following my channel and you like what I do, please support me by dropping the African Niger Money Capsule in the comment section. I can't wait to see you do that. Until I come your way again, watch this video next. Why is my front camera coming on? Hey loves, today I want to share something very personal with you.